This is a $7,242 week of mobile detailing, and tomorrow morning is Monday. I'm gonna take you through that entire day to show you what it's like operating a detailing business at this scale at 18 years old. One of my guys got food poisoning and messaged me at 4 a.m. saying he had to go to the ER. So it's 5:21 a.m. and we've got a $1,600 day of mobile detailing lined up between both of my vans. So I'm gonna take you along, show you what it's actually like owning and operating a detailing company, operating at this scale with 2 vans, multiple employees, and most of the time it's running pretty automated. So let's see what it looks like for the day. Now, not to do the standard day in the life thing where you start off with the gym, but we are starting off with the gym. Usually I'm only here about 3 times a week. I'd like to say that I'm more consistent than that, but let's get it. Gotta get some breakfast, change clothes, knock out some light work, and then go to the vans and start the day of detailing. So the most important part of my morning routine is always getting a handle on the day before it even starts. That's messages, emails, all the basic stuff, because if I let that pile up halfway through the day, I'm gonna have a panic attack. So I knock out all of my texts, all of my emails, and we actually do have a problem for the day. 1, it's gonna be raining. That should be fine. We're mostly doing interiors. Garages are available. But 2, one of my guys got food poisoning and messaged me at 4 a.m. saying he had to go to the ER because he's throwing up. So I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna have both vans run. I'm gonna have both of the assistant technicians take them by themselves, and I'm gonna bounce between the 2 to make sure everything is running smoothly. Probably is gonna take a little bit longer than it would if we had the lead on one of those jobs and me on the other, but we'll make it work. You always have to roll with the punches. This sort of stuff used to stress me out early on in the game, and now I've just kind of learned it is what it is. I also find it's crazy important to have a second brain. So I use Notion to basically track all of my stuff for the day. And at the bottom, you can see I literally have something preloaded for each day called the little shit. This is clearing the messages, doing my finances, and I send a personalized text message to all of my detailing customers at the beginning of the day. Yes, they are getting an update reminder that's automated through our system, but this is for me to ask them, hey, are we missing anything? Do we need to do any additional things? Me trying to upsell them, relay that information over to the technician, make sure that the job is perfectly good to go. That way we get the most amount of money for our time while we're there, and we're able to deliver the best possible results and can keep track of any particular wants that they have for the service before we even get there. So every morning before the detail day starts and the guys get here, filling up chemicals, swapping out rags, making sure everything looks really, really awesome. And the biggest struggle with the crew is making sure they keep everything organized. I'm trying to really push for that right now because obviously the more organized your setup is, the more clear of a headspace you have on every single detail. Right now, I've got 4 full-time guys. One of them unfortunately sick today, so like I said, we're having to juggle that. The other is in Germany. So we've got 2 guys that we're working with today. We'll be bouncing between the 2 jobs. Once again, $1,600 lined up for the day. Excited to get after it. So we're pulling up on the job for van number 2, which is gonna be $900 and some change. It's an all-day job between 2 vehicles, and I'm pulling up now. That way I can make sure that my team member gets started on it properly, and we know what we're doing since my lead guy is out right now. So just gonna make sure that we know exactly what we're doing on it, make sure the customer knows exactly what he's getting, get it to a good starting point, and then I'll go check in on the other one. So this first detail here is our interior deep clean and reset package for the 4Runner, which is $355. He added in pet hair removal. It's pretty bad, $45 charge. And we're doing an interior ceramic treatment of all of the plastic bits at the very, very end. It's gonna last about 18 months, general protection. Seems like the dogs are kind of leaning up against all the rubber and the plastics anyway, so it'll take care of that. That brings this interior to a total of $525. It'll take about 3.5 to 4 hours, give or take. So awesome profit margins, and it's an awesome service. About to pull up on the other van, which is doing a $250 bi-monthly maintenance detail. One of the things that I learned early on in my business with maintenance details is you're gonna be tempted to only have the monthly, the weeklies, the bi-weeklies. But actually like 70% of your customers are going to want frequent details, just not like insanely frequent. So I offer a little bit of a discount. Our regular interior and exterior is gonna be $300. We're doing it for this customer every 2 months for $250, and it only takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is really awesome. We are getting our first signs of rain for the day, so we're gonna check in, make sure everything is good on this one, hopefully speed it along and move on. So just wrapped up some of the details that I had to be involved with, came home, showered up, worked on the computer for the last hour or so, but now I gotta go and take a look at the vans, get the empty chemical bottles, take some of the dirty rags, take them back to the house, we'll fill those up, and then I need to get back on with some of my students. We're scaling some guys to over $10,000 a month right now inside Driven Elite, so I gotta make sure I have all of our stuff prepared for our work session tonight with the boys, and then we'll crack on with that. So it looks like one of the vans is still on the road making money at a detail. Hopefully they're done soon, but I have to get on these calls with some of my students. So I'm gonna go ahead, get the dirty stuff out of here, empty bottles out of here, come back for the other one later. Let's get it. The biggest fear that most detailers face as they grow is outsourcing their work. I'm the only one that can do a good enough job. I don't really trust anybody else with my customers. Well, guess what? That mentality is gonna keep you very, very broke. When I first hired my first round of employees, I stayed with them for 6 months before I turned them loose. And that honestly was too long. Now my approach is very simple. I've got a 2-week boot camp phase where they come in, I teach them all of the things one-on-one, and then I spend about a month with them after that, still with them, but I'll bring my laptop, I'll work in my car, make sure all of the things are looking awesome on their end, the customers are happy, we know of any difficulties that could pop up, and then by the end of that period, they're 6 weeks in and they're already up to speed and familiar with doing jobs by themselves without me there as a crutch. So 6 weeks after a new hire, they're ready to go, ready to make me money. And that's what I've been doing to scale with both of the vans. So my day always ends with working with all of my private one-on-one clients for scaling their businesses. So we've got a full suite of marketing resources. We run their ads, do their Google SEO, the whole nine, plus I work with all of them for 6 months straight. So Kaili from Hawaii started with us last month, and he already crossed an extra $3,000 from last month in his business that he wouldn't have otherwise had without us starting. We're gonna scale him up to 20K a month after the next 6 months. Let's get it. How was your last month, dude?
Pretty good. Yeah, basically doubled my sales last month. So
doubled your sales. Okay, from what to what?
1,600 to about 3250.
Okay. What's that primarily from this last month?
Mostly new customers. I only had 2 repeats this month.
Okay.
So
Were those new customers from referrals? Were they new calls that came through that were like Google Business? Like, what was the optimizations that we did on our end that did it for you?
It was a lot actually from the website that Chris put together for me.
Nice. Okay, so you're already getting organic traffic from the website and the SEO.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So doubled your revenue over the last 30 days, and that's primarily from the marketing, the SEO, the website design, and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Fire, bro. Fire. So just wrapped up with my boy. He actually doubled his revenue in the last month since starting his detailing business over the summer. So we've worked with him for about a month, done his marketing, got his page ranking on the first page of Google for SEO. We're going to run some ads here in the next month, and then obviously doing all the one-on-ones with him. One-on-one mentorship is the only way to get results. I hate people that sell courses.